wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to apologize for little confusion in the beginning. The organizer did not inform us about the change of the room. It was scheduled in the Maryland 1-2 and it cannot be supposed to be over here. So the first, the second, I apologize for the delay. We have to, some of us need more time to make coffee to get ready. But anyway, without further ado, we are very fortunate to have two entrepreneurs that have their own businesses join with us today. In the pamphlet, it's supposed to be Irwan Tantu for the first speaker and Daniel Suryatama for the second speaker, but unfortunately, Mr. or Dr. Daniel Suryatama unable to attend. And in fact, it is a blessing in disguise. We have not just replacement, it is being upgraded with a new presenter. So, in fact, it is something that we might be able to take much of the benefit of their experience and sharing their experience, sharing their success and their failure about how to start the business, their own business, big and small. Without further ado, I would like to introduce for the first speaker, which is Irwan Tantu. Irwan Tantu resides in Fringewood, Texas, a small town in southeast of Houston. He lived with his wife, Hera, and blessed with 3 children. Only one, right? Only one. His children is Ishraki, 20 years old, now served in U.S. Navy in Italy. Ashraf, 14 years old, Nada, and 11 years old. Irwan started his career in USA in 1996 in the research and development of oil, gas, data use before the business center is sold to Weatherford, where he was the research and development manager of the divisions. He continues his career with Siemens Postal Automations in 2006 and returning back to Houston in 2009 to focus on his own company built in 2006. Irwan, with his partner, founded TQ Solutions Incorporated and later became TQ Automations LLC, focusing in oil, gas, digital field. At the end of 2014, TQ Automation invested fund to a Silicon Valley company, namely Wireless Stars Incorporated, that focused on the mobile applications for marketing and location finder. He is now holding the position as Chief of Operation of Wireless Stars Incorporated. In a personal and social life, Irwan served in a few organizations, serving 7 years in Board of Trustee of Iman Academy with 900 plus students and over 20 million assets, and now serving as a Majlis Shura in the organization. He also served in Muslim American Society in Board of Directors as the Youth Coordinator in Houston in the last few terms. Irwan is also Scoutmaster for the Troop 713 with 55 Scouts. He served in the independent school districts as a member of Financial Committee. At last, Irwan loves camping, and spending over 20 nights a year in camping. Without further ado, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Raditu billahi rabba wa bil islam dina wa bi Muhammadin sallallahu alaihi wasallam nabiyyan wa rasulah. Rabbi ishrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. At first, I was surprised that the title said that it's in Bahasa, because my thought is that if you want to do business here, let's discuss it in English, because that you're going to do all the business are in English. So when my young brother here told me that he's going to do everything in English. I said, good, because we're going to need to do it in English, because you're not going to do the business in the US with Bahasa Indonesia. That's for sure. So I'm taking this presentation, just a little bit presentation, as what we want to have more interactive communication, sharing our failures, because out of the one success, there are 1,000 failures that we experience. And the experience of failures might be a lot better for us to tell you about, so that you can avoid from doing it. And I chose this presentation from my brother, beloved brothers in Silicon Valley. His name is Dr. Muhammad Ali. He is one of used to be the senior researcher for Yahoo, and now he owns a company. He is the CEO of a company in Silicon Valley called the Zelos Incorporated, focusing on the mobile apps and retail application. And alhamdulillah, he's one of my mentor and my idols in these matters, because mashallah he's Hafiz of Quran, he has a PhD, and he's really active as an imam in Silicon Valley Masjid. So without further ado, I choose this one, the one that we had last year when I presented with him, Barakah in a $1 billion journey. And I'm going to talk short about this one. Entrepreneurship is always a key, a successful one, always change the world. As I talked to some of the brothers last night, is that people that inventing something, do the entrepreneurship, their aim should be changing the culture or implementing a culture, a new culture to the society. We as a Muslim, this is exactly what Rasulullah do, right? Rahmatan lil alamin is not rahmatan lil muslimin. So look at those guys, other than the Muslim, they do exactly what the Sunnah of Rasulullah do. Right? I saw you some pictures of the people, Yahoo and all these people. Now, entrepreneurship is power. Why? We have to look at it this way. That it's a power because you turn an idea into something to do. In Islam, we said from the qalb to the amal, which is the actions. This is what we always mention. So it's amal, it doesn't mean that it has to be free. It can be profitable to you, but at the same time, you're serving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I spent about 20 years, almost 20 years of my time in research and development for big companies. I was making money for big companies. It's a joy to see one of your creations is used somewhere in Timbuktu. And people in Timbuktu, man, I know the password is E1. And you have to mention, mashallah, it's really good. Somebody's using it in Timbuktu, using my stuff that I didn't know about. It is something joyful to do. And you just hope, you just pray that this thing that you did is helping people to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by producing some more oil, in this case it's mine, right? And it's also affecting people. Why it's affecting people in entrepreneurship? I mean, last year we had a company gathering, and invite my employees and my friends to come to the company gatherings. There's about probably 100 people. And our employees came in with their mom, their dad, their kids. They're just all joyful. And you sit down and watch and say, subhanAllah, there are so many people that are affected on this. And we hope that their prayer, one of their prayer is for the success of all of us in here and the day after. So this is the joyful stuff, that opportunity for us to affect people's lives. Independence. You won't believe what the independence that you have when you work for your own. It's always great to be able to have lunch with your wife every single day, able to take your kids to school, able to do something with your kids at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or go to your kids' school at lunchtime and have lunch with them. It's something that is not common in the US culture. Or taking your kids somewhere else and do something. It is really wonderful to do. But for the independence, it requires a lot of sacrifice as well. Right? So now creating the jobs for supporting family, that's our dimension to you. And then the second one, this is my last slide, inshallah, and then we'll continue with going to our younger brother, Brother Rama, to explain to you about what things that he has done in a successful way, and also what he fails, and I'll add into that what we have experienced as well, inshallah. So, we have heard a lot of things the last couple of days about how Islamophobia. The reason why the Islamophobes are there, because we are weak. We are weak financially, and we are too dependent on, we are a slave of other organizations, other big organizations. That's the reason. If we, each one of us, even 1% or 2% or 3% share of the company, but you are an owner, company owner, or business owner, you have level of being able to communicate with people in different levels. For example, let me give you an example. As an engineer, or you are manager of one huge company, you don't have any access to any CEO somewhere else. It's really hard for you to meet somebody with the CEO level on that level high. Even you work for a big company, corporate, Fortune 500 company, it doesn't really matter, you're just managing. But listen to this, if you're a business owner or CEO of $500,000 company, people look at you as a title. They said, oh yes, you can go to enter to be any convention of all the business owners and meet some CEOs from somewhere else. It's really easy. With that, your influences as a Muslim are more and more. You can introduce the character or the akhlaq of a Muslim with this. And this is what the next one that I explained to you. What the world lost from the weakness of Islam. We're lost because we don't have financial independence. We always depend, Indonesia depending on IMF, World Bank. So how are they going to do their dependency? While the other Muslim companies, business, they are in a different way. And they have a lot of money, but there is no intention. And we all know that capitalism is basically destroying the world because everybody is thinking about themselves. This is something that we always talk to my partner, is that our aim, our intention, it is not to be rich. Our intention is to make a difference in the world. Rich can be done. And one time, I'm going to tell you a small story from one of the imam, one time telling the story. He came to one city and he said, define me what sabr is. Sabr, patient. So the people say, easy, Sheikh. Sabr means, if Allah didn't give me anything, I said, Alhamdulillah, I'm sabr. When Allah SWT gave me something, I said, Alhamdulillah, and I take it. The same said, MashaAllah, it's a good answer. It's the same mind of our dogs in our city. And people said, yes, why do you make us the same as the dog? I said, don't. Is that what the animal do? Animal do the same thing. If Allah gave them something, He didn't give them something, they say Alhamdulillah. And Allah gave them something, they said Alhamdulillah also, and then they eat it. Right? That's how the animal do. The definition of sabr, when Allah SWT didn't give you anything, you say Alhamdulillah. When Allah SWT gives you something, you say Alhamdulillah, and then you look around you who needs the most, more than you, and you share it first, and then the rest of it you take it. That's what sabr is. Definition of sabr. So, this is what we need to do. This is one of the responsibilities for us. Basically, what I want to say is that how we can start a business and so on. Again, I'm closing with one note. When you are doing business, define your intention. In Hadith, Rasulullah said, "Inna al-amalu bin-niyyat." Everything starts with intention. Start with intention. You look at all the most famous or successful businessmen or entrepreneur, they all have intention. You know, I heard one of the oracle, every morning he wake up, in the dorm room, he has a mirror in front of his door, and behind his door, and he told himself, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to change the world. He keep on saying that. I'm going to change the world. Every morning he wake up to that. For us as a Muslim, other than this, in the morning he said, Raditu billahi rabba, wa bil islam dina, wa bi Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, nabiyyan wa rasulah. I satisfy with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala whatever they give me. That's my intention. I satisfy with everything what they give me. So with that, inshallah, all the barakah will come to you. But again, do your intention, because without intention, this world is open with all the fitan of this dunya. In the surah of the Al-Imran, it says, زين للناس حب الشهوات من النساء والبنين والقناطير المقنطرة من الذهب والفضة والخيل المسومة والأنعام والحرث ذلك متاع الحياة الدنيا. All of those, the nafs of the human being are all the women, their parents, their kids, and their gold, their everything. And Allah SWT mentioned, ذَلِكَ مَتَاعُ فِي الدُّنْيَا. This is only the trial of this dunya. And Allah SWT mentioned, I'm closing this again, قُلْ أَوْنَبِّئُكُمْ بِخَيْرٍ مِنْ. So focus on that, inshallah, and may Allah SWT make us among people that learn from each other and learn from our mistakes and do the best and follow each other, follow the step of Rasulullah and the Quran of the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
I think everybody knows that whenever we spend the money for this Muktamar, you can imagine if you go to anywhere for 4 days, food, including food, hotel, and so on, it will not be enough with the money that you spend. So how the committee to compensate that one? By what? Fundraising. We can imagine if we have 10 interpreters that's from the inside, maybe in the next 5 years, we will have free Muktamar. Inshallah. Okay, jazakallah khair. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Oscar Zaki from Washington DC. I was at the convention held by the Department of Commerce last month. This is a White House initiative to improve the quality of life for Asian, American, and Pacific Islander. This is the second year event. So the idea is the White House see that the community of Asian American and Pacific Islander is a great community. And most of us have maybe education or business background and all that. So they want to increase the participation, especially for this community in bringing up, helping the economy. Some of the challenges that they mentioned is that how to make existing business continuous. An example given, like for example, let's say a first generation Asian American come to US, have a business, and it happens in some of our community. For example, Kang Uyung have a towing company, and somebody else have a store or something, travel agent or something, and then the children may not want to do the business that the parent do. The children, I don't want to do towing business, I just want to do IT, for example. How can we continue that the the business that the parents own keep running. Otherwise, it will never go down to the community if you're doing it only for yourself. So that's one thing. So and the other thing is lack of mentorship. A lot of business owners, they try to figure out themselves. Now this initiative was there to provide mentorship, and because it's only in their second year, they only do it in DC, but the idea is to propagate the message that's coming from this convention to smaller community, to Indonesian American, to Korean, and a lot of the official from the state, from the Department of Commerce, Chinese, Japanese, Korean. Where are the Indonesians? I'm a Star Trek fan, to boldly go where no Indonesian has gone before. So we need more people, and a lot of them have experience in businesses before. So that's why mentorship is missing, and maybe we need to invite, and especially in session like this, we need to learn from people that just not from our faith, but they are successful in business, because business principles, some of them are the same. In fact, I was learning from Dr. Mirza, who is part of Triple IP. He is one of the founder of Adan Center also. And he mentioned that a lot of Muslims, they want to do business with Muslims. But in his case, when he's doing business with Muslims, 80% of them are, crooks. The Muslim people. So that's why sometimes not always, a lot of people, they just have to be trustworthy. And the idea, the question for Brother Yazid, whether what can everybody do in a business? Not everybody can do the same thing. That's the thing, though. I may not see myself doing retail or food truck and all that. The money may look good, but do you really want to do it? Or for example, if I want to open a convenience store, for example, do I really want to sit there? It's called convenience store. It's convenient for the customer, but it's not convenient for the owner. So you have to find your where to use yourself. If I'm in IT, I can see myself, maybe building e-commerce site and all that. And that's something that we all have to figure out. What is the potential of what we can do? For example, Ibu likes to do fashion bazaar and all that. Maybe that's something that can be empowered. Imsa built an online store selling Muslim clothes and all that, and everybody gets chipped in. So if Brother Haris has outsourcing architecting drawing to Indonesia, maybe he can teach a lot of people doing CAD drafting. I can teach computer programming in our local community. Now that's another thing that they mentioned. We are missing some pipeline. What is the meaning of pipeline? We need to have some continuous path for different tracks. For example, if Mas Nur works at the university, Mas Doni and some other works at the university, you need to have some other Indonesian people follow your track. So a few years down the road, we have more professors like you. If I'm in IT, I need to have some interns working with me in IT. Haris has some architects working with him in IT. So then our pipeline grow bigger. That's how we expand the pipeline. Otherwise, we're just one person running at a time. There's no backup. There's no pipeline. It doesn't grow. Last question: how much do you put on charity from your business income? Thank you.
Silakan share it.
The first one is there's no. I mean, it's just comments. I mean, I cannot answer anything. Yes, everything that they have in the Chamber of Commerce and all this kind of stuff. Yes, they have the programs that you can go, and it's a good information. You can give it to Brother Oscar. In terms of charity that we give to the community, I mean, it's all between us and Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Because the charity is everything. It's not even. It's not only. It's not only the financial stuff. The charity. The reason why you have business so that you can meet the community. That's what the charity as well. I mean, being involved in the Boy Scout, being involved in the masjid. The reason why you can do that because you work for yourself. So those kind of charities, you cannot measure it by anything. The only thing is that asking for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because the number of charity, the percentage that you're asking is a very critical issue. Do not measure anything on the amount. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not measuring you by the amount. By the sincerity of what you're giving and how much is that within you. Each one of them is different. I know one of the brothers that in our organization in Islamic Academy, every year is $250,000 to the community.
To be able to do two things at once, then so be it. But if they really are into entrepreneurship, maybe what you can do is you can suggest, like, let's say you allow them to delay college for a year. Let's see how your entrepreneurship goes. Just give it a try for 1 year, and at least it basically he's able to scratch that itch, to get to know if that idea is successful or not. Allah. So,
answering that, about 4 years ago, my oldest son, the one in the US, came to me. And he said, Dad, I want to start a business, printing. I do the t-shirt printing. And I said, good. How are you going to do it? And he said, I'm going to receive order, make the design, receive order, and then I order from the internet. And I told him, this is during the difficult time of my business as well, at that time. I said, listen, how about I give you a deal? I'll make you a deal. Make you a little bit, and I'll support you on this one. I'll buy you a machine to do the printing. It cost me about $2,700, $3,000, almost $3,000. And my wife made a comment to me at that time. He said, man, you're going to spend this money on $3,000 for this? How about in 3 months, then he doesn't like it? He's not going to like it. I said, if you send them to college, to university, 3 credit hours is costing how much? 4,500. Right? Is it? And how long will they take the one semester? About 3 months. They get A. I interview a lot of people. I own a business, I interview a lot of engineers. So you ask them, what did you take last semester? I took this computer science and data structure. And I said, okay, explain me about data structures. I forgot it, it's only 3 months ago. But $3,000, if my son, I told my wife, if after 3 months he doesn't like it anymore, but at least he knows how to print something. I give them a skill that I give them. So why worry? The cost of knowledge is not a penny. One brother, the co-writer of Stephen Covey, in Dallas, he lives in Dallas, he told me one time, if you cannot afford knowledge, then accept the stupidity. So look at it from point of we as a Muslim or as a Muslim as well as an Indonesian, right? We always think that the success is related to financial and also related to the college degrees. But we're not working on, we're forcing our kids to say, okay, get an A, get an A, get an A, get an A. Instead of saying, do you really know what the subject you're taking? Guys, it's all about, I said it from the beginning. My opinion, and it's not for everybody, my opinion is that after the niyyah is the amal. Practice it. Do something. Do a little bit here, do that. If you give them the money to do something, you know that education for him to fail or not fail on that, it's more than 2 years of colleges. And he go back to the, I had the experience for my son. He told me when he graduated from high school, he said, Dad, I think I'm going to join Navy. I said, why? We as Indonesian parents, he said, Dad, you have to go to college. I have money for you to go to college, why not? And he said, if I go to college, probably I'm going to waste your money. So let me go to college, and then I'll come back. So for us as parents, okay, go to the Navy, but you guide them all the way. My wife always says, and he's here, she knows. Every single day, they said, are you registered for the college? Even one class a semester. Just register in the Navy in Italy. They have a base in the base. They have that. So he registered every day. He might not in 4 years have a bachelor degree. Yes, he might not. He might be 7 years or 8 years. So what? But he has a life experience to taste the goodness, the badness of all of the life. Because after the college, you gotta face life. You don't face the university. So my opinion in this, if that's so, just do it, give it to him, let him go, but guide them today. Don't remember. Just like Iskandar did, and he just told you. His dad allowed him to do this, but again, I have as a parent, it's something good if you have bachelor degree. That wisdom will make them think, probably not now, but probably next year, probably next before. So it's all the thing is that, and the dua from you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you with all the dua that, Ya Allah, guide my son or my children to do the right things, and then have to be able to do what I want to do. Because even if you have a plan for your kids to go to college, who guarantee you that he graduated from college? Nobody guarantees you. He probably straight A in high school, and he go to college, and then suddenly things happen. Nothing. So Imam Ahmad said, do not think too much of the front, but think a little bit at a time. Whatever in front of you, but just persistent with him with what you are trying for him to do. So inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you with him. Jazakumullah khair. And I hope we learn from our mistakes. And if I say something wrong, it is only from me. And something good is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And bless all of you and your family. Jazakumullah khair.
Thank you so much. Due to the time limitation, we have to conclude these sessions. I would like to thank personally to Irwan and Rama for this event. Let's conclude this meeting with the Kafaratul Majlis. Subhanallahumma bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.